does anybody want to speak? And shit, I'll fucking raise my hand. So you get up there and the lady asks you some questions, and then she challenges you. You know what I mean? She says, so how did that make you feel? You know what I mean? And you answer this question in front of everybody. You're kind of rattled a little bit. You know what I mean? And then everybody kind of gives you this applause. She says, all right, now let's clap for Billy. And everybody claps for me, and you get all encouraged. It's like you want to do it again. You know what I mean? And they all just talk about how great it was. It was a fucking quite experience because I read into how much of a cult it was before I went. You know what I mean? It was like all the Scientology, like all the people that fell victim to it, all the people whose families had to try to drag their people out of the landmark forum. Welcome, friends. So this is, I'm sorry, one more time.
So this is the Glassmith pod. You got Billy, Roman, and myself. And once Billy finishes this gulp, he's going to start us off with what we're talking about today.
So today we're going to be talking a little politics, little legalization, little glass. You know, we're going to get kind of get all around the topics of what we're interested in. And what we were just talking about is this Arizona. You said you bought this Arizona for $1.50 from the gas station?
Yeah, Circle K. Like it says 99 cents on all of them. This has a Circle K logo on it, and it's $1.50.
Roman, how you feel about this?
That's a scam, honestly, because we sell it for so much cheaper.
So we just got the call. I was talking with Johnny about the Arizona rep said I can make you more money with 99 cented cans. So Arizona has the 99 cent cans, but now they're releasing these cans that have no price on it because the price of Arizona is slowly going to go up.
Wow.
So they're leaving it up to individual retailers. So this dude was like, bro, you can sell it for $1.99 a can.
Huh. I personally, I'm anti that.
Yeah.
Like
same.
if it got to the point where Arizona, like, we're paying like 90 cents for it, then probably. But like as long as like everyone thinks of Arizona as a 99 cent drink, well, there's no way we want to be the expensive person.
Well, so we're talking about
that,
it right now. Is that good or bad for Arizona? Like, are you gonna seek the 99 cent Arizona? Are you gonna shun the non-99 cent Arizona?
Yeah.
Or do you just buy Arizona either way?
Was like I wouldn't have bought this if I knew it was $1.50 before checkout. But that's like I don't like Arizona that much. Like I like the mango one, and I only got the mango one because one was $1.50, two was like $2.50.
That's crazy. Roman, what about yourself?
I love Arizona, honestly. I like the mango one. The mango is my favorite, but I don't know. I think we should just keep it at 99 cents.
We keep it 99. I think what we came to is that we roll 99 cents as long as possible. But then at some point we're going to cruise around and we're just going to see that the 99 cents isn't a thing and that we're the last holdouts in the sea of people selling it for $1.79.
I think that's awesome.
And then right away we're going to be like, shit, $1.79.
You think so?
Well, like, how long can you be the holdout? Like, how long are you going to make 20 cents on a can when you got all your competitors making 80 cents a can?
Well, like, it wasn't the whole idea behind 2 for $25 and Flip It Friday?
Well, to have a better deal and stuff, but still you're looking around, you're saying, I want to make zero. Like, I can still make none while they're raking dollars. Like, Arizona's the most popular drink.
Raking dollars. Like if we're buying, like, what do we buy in Arizona for?
Like, 80 cents.
So, like,
80 cents to sell for 99.
So, like, you make 19 cents. The price of it goes up. Like, I would say when you're actually making no money at 99 cents, then you change it.
So
but at the same time, like, how many Arizonas are we going to sell?
99 cented can costs more. So, like, probably. I think we buy probably the can that doesn't say 99 cents on it, we buy it for 99 cents, and then we are then allowed to sell it for any range we want, all the way up to $2, like, all the way past $2 if possible. Like, say if we were at Disney World or something, we get to say, hey, Arizona's $3 here.
That's where it's really
Festivals,
beneficial.
Shit like that.
Yeah, you can sell a $4 Arizona if you want.
Without having to complain about the 99 cents. So that sucks for your week. How else was your week this week? Like, what else, like, how'd
It was
go?
pretty good, yeah. No, it was good. Not a whole lot happened. Went to Livingston for a day.
How was Livingston?
It was good. I didn't really go out much. It was kind of rainy. But the area was really pretty. The whole drive, like, Livingston to Huntsville is all like tall trees on either side, and it's like really, really pretty. Like if you have patches where there's no trees at all, and then and then it's just like fields. And it's really pretty drive.
I like that. And you said Huntsville on the way back, like almost through Bryan College Station.
Yeah, we drove almost through College Station.
I went that way one time. It's really nice out there.
Burleson, that area.
You just went out of town yourself, Roman, or no?
Yeah, I went to Houston for my girlfriend's brother's wedding, and it was nice. I like Houston a lot. The food is super good, a lot better than Austin, honestly.
Okay.
But yeah, honestly, that's about it. I don't really travel much anymore, but I like to go. I like to go out sometimes.
Hell yeah.
How do you feel about weddings? Like, I hate weddings.
Oh my God, it was so nerve-wracking because I had to meet her family, and it was just like, oh my God, my anxiety was just, ugh. But I mean, had a few beers and then met her dad, and then it was all good, honestly. It ended up being fine, but.
Hell yeah. Sounds good. Eventful week for both of y'all. Kurt, I've been seeing you blowing glass. Oh, me? Shit, I'm still trying to recover. I think better and better. Like, it's like as far as like being awake at night and not in the day. Like today I got a lot of stuff done. Like I woke up like maybe 7 hours of sleep and just really kind of killed it. I don't know, a better week this week than last week. Like last week I came into this podcast fucking fired up, man. Yeah.
Well, and like for anyone that doesn't know, Billy's waking up at 2 a.m. and going to sleep at between 1 and 6 p.m.
Yeah, tonight it looks like it's going to be 7 p.m. Maybe 7.
Yeah, it's going to be really late. And then tomorrow will be really rough.
Yeah, I'll just
thank
go to
God
bed
I'm not working till 3 a.m.
Super early tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's going to be nice. And you're not working till 3 tonight? You've been here late blowing glass.
Yeah, so we have a studio set up here. We're 24 hours, which is crazy. Like right off the bat, 24 hours. And so at night we have 2 people in here, and I have been fortunate enough to be here from about 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. all week, except for Sunday, where I unfortunately stayed until 7 a.m. with Billy, which was really rough and really ruined my week.
Makes Monday hard.
Makes Monday
the whole week.
Really,
you're right. It's like it gets into this like kind of like domino effect of collapse.
Well, yeah, and then it's really hard. Like Johnny's like, you want to work till 3 a.m. tonight, and it's like, well, I'm already like, there's no way I'm going to sleep before 2. And so it's like, sure, and then it's like, okay, well, I'm up till 4. And
yeah. It's that 2 hours. It's the hard part. It's the 2 hours in the morning and the 2 hours in the evening that really fuck with me. It's like right now, it's like I'm gonna leave here. I'm gonna haul ass. I'm gonna get home, and then I'm just gonna put my head on the pillow like right away. I'm not gonna eat any food. No glass of wine. No, you know what I mean. No glass of water. Like just fuck it. Bedtime. And that shit's hard. Same as in the morning. It's like just waking up and starting is so rough. Like it's like I'd like to take a shower, fucking make my coffee, maybe even wash some dishes or clean up a little something, you know what I mean? Like have almost like a morning rather than just like wake up, barely open my eyes and fucking leave out the house.
I feel like at 2 a.m. you gotta do it. Like if I wake up at a weird time where I didn't get enough sleep, if I let myself do all those things, I'm gonna lay back down for sure. Like I just know myself. Like if I try to cook breakfast, I'm gonna lay down after I eat it, and I'll fall back asleep.
Oh fucking A. Yeah. Eating is crazy. Yeah, super tired. Like just like as soon as I eat, I get tired. Roman, you just moved into a new apartment. How's that going?
Yeah, it's nice, honestly. Still unpacking a little bit, but it's honestly nice, you know, just having a place to myself, especially with Davion, honestly. It's nice to, like,
Sir Spice.
Yes, living with Sir Spice is quite interesting, especially, like, his little videos, you know.
Yeah.
But, I mean, honestly...
He's been a chill roommate, like, so far so good?
Yeah,
honestly.
Doesn't
seem like he's too irresponsible at the house?
Nah, honestly, we both clean up after ourselves, and, yeah.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
Where's the apartment at? Not trying to get too specific.
Like South Campus, like near like MLK. But,
oh, cool. Yeah. Down the other side. Yeah. I've always wanted like being north of 24th Street at that spot. I've always wanted to be down like in the on the other side of 24th Street, like service the people down there.
Yeah.
So it's nice that way. I like it's a little chiller on the south side.
Like near where the new Canaan Abel's in like that area.
No, like
I'm like
farther to MLK, like all the way down to MLK, or even a the little bit past it.
Like that spot I sent you.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Except inside,
and
it could be cool, like that place that the spot in the food truck park down at the very bottom of Guadalupe, but inside of the neighborhood. I don't think there's a spot down there.
No.
But that would be the equivalent of where we have the West Campus spot.
It'd be cool to find an apartment complex that has like a big open corridor area in the middle.
Yeah.
That you could put a truck.
Or take out one of them fucking dudes like Rio Mart or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then take over one of them convenience stores, bodegas.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. One day. Yeah. So the big news this week was legalization. is that we got this legalization that's like it seems like it's impending. Like the schedule 1 to a schedule 3 is a big jump. You guys know anything about this?
You go. Wait.
Oh, I mean, all I know is that it gives room for like big pharma to kind of like take over a little bit, and that kind of worries me because I don't trust those companies with my weed, honestly.
So my understanding is
the Monsantoization of it. Sorry, Kurt, go ahead.
What does that mean?
Oh, like where you just are like factory farming through these huge conglomerates, and then all of a sudden you need their seeds, you need their fertilizer, you need all this other,
Okay. So my understanding is that a government agency, I don't remember which one, suggested to the DEA that they deschedule from 1 to 3, and the DEA is considering it, but they haven't changed it yet. They're only considering it. But it looks like they're in the process of changing it from Schedule 1 to 3, which would open the door for like a pharmaceutical company to like start doing stuff with THC. But that would be, in my understanding, is that would be more like an uphill with MCT oil and some derivative of THC, which they already do. Like if you get, or my understanding anyways, is that if you get THC for cancer, it's not a capsule with rosin in it. It's a capsule with some chemical that is like
Marinol.
Yeah,
so
it's
they've been allowed to do that for a
of
long time, but they haven't really been allowed to extract the plant.
Yeah,
so
but
so this will allow for the extraction, so more medical extraction of the plant. Like you might be able to go get a Tylenol, hemp Tylenol or some shit like that.
But my understanding is like that wouldn't allow them to be like, okay, we're patenting this bud. Like maybe a strain, maybe they could say like they grow some crazy strain that has like a ton of whatever terpene is really good for cancer, and they're like, this is our strain, no one else can use this.
In the research I did today, it basically said that the big problem with this is that it doesn't legalize. Like it's going one step, and basically the DEA, the scheduling is kind of a recommendation. So the DEA and the FDA traditionally work together. So the FDA, when they see what schedule something is, that's how they operate. So potentially one of the really bad things for probably the market that we're in is that you go from an unregulated market to a regulated market because you took it from Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3. Now the FDA is all about it. They're like, the FDA is like, okay, we can come into this and we can say the packages have to look this way, this has to look this way, this has to look this way. But so essentially one of the problems I saw with this is a states' rights issue. So it's like you have the states are like because the federal government has taken this step, they now have more of an ability to encroach on the states. The positive I saw of it is that it'll allow a businessman. So in Texas, because we're in this weird kind of loophole gray area, like I'm sure I'm still writing off my rent on my taxes, right? But like Coloradans, they can't write off their rent if they're in a marijuana business. Like there's certain write-offs that they just can't do.
They're not a federal company
because they're not recognized as a company like that. And so now they'll be able to write this stuff off. So instead of the federal government collecting more taxes, it's actually like a tax break for a bunch of people because they'll be able to write off the rent that they were paying into their federal taxes. Because Colorado bud growers have been paying taxes the whole time. They just haven't been allowed to write off certain things.
Well, but have they been paying? Like now, would this also open the door for like the federal government to tax bud sales? Like instead of just having the 20% Nevada tax, you also have a 10% federal tax.
I bet it does. Like I bet it opens the door.
I bet it's like write off, but like really they're gonna end up more than likely paying more tax. It could be something that Biden uses, like, or the government uses as as a power play over the states. Like Texas wants to do this thing, but Biden has this law. He can kind of say, nah, we're gonna run this. Do you think there should be higher taxes on weed? Like, or do you think it should just be an 8% sales tax?
I think it should just be 8%.
Oh, you got to talk in the mic more.
Sorry, I think it should just be 8%, honestly. I don't think it should be any... I don't think there should be any tax at all.
How about on other goods?
Wait.
On other goods, like just sales tax in general?
Yeah, or like liquor. Let's go with liquor. Should liquor be a higher than 8% tax?
Yeah.
So you're of the same opinion that marijuana or hemp THC should be of a higher tax?
Well, hemp maybe not, but high THC products.
Something that's built to get you
intoxicated.
High.
Yeah. I think that anything that's like built to get you intoxicated should probably have some, even if it's like 2%, like some slightly higher tax and that extra tax should probably go towards things related to like car accidents that happen related to the drug, or addiction that happens related to the drug, or like just things like that. Like,
Yeah.
or even like school systems. Like some areas have really, really, really bad property taxes. Why can't marijuana go towards funding those areas? Like, I don't know. Like, I think if you're having fun getting like high on something or intoxicated on something, like I don't see why the government shouldn't tax those things. I'd probably say the same thing about like guns. Like they're just like most people get them because they're fun.
I don't know. I say that honestly, the majority of our tax dollars don't even go to actual like good things that actually help our country. It's more as of just sending billions of dollars to countries to like fund proxy wars, and I don't know. I don't think our tax dollars are used properly.
But you're also.
But I do think it's a good thing. We should have somewhat of a tax, but it's just like.
So do
Honestly,
so do you
our
tax things like that more? Like what? So I see personally. I guess personally, I think that I like the basic idea, and like I don't want to be like an extremist or anything like that, right? But like, if you have a certain amount of money, could you kill somebody else? Like, could you just pay a tax on the taking of another human life? So, and then if you what?
What?
This is a weird. Like,
well, I told you I'm not
analogy.
trying. I tried a disclaimer. I'm not trying to be an extremist here. Like, this is not what I'm saying. Like, that's the extreme version of the vice tax. So you start out and you say we have a basic tax on goods in this world. Well, now you have a higher tax on this level of goods. Well, that's marijuana, liquor, beer. We pay a 12% tax on that. Well, damn, there's this other shit, cocaine, fentanyl, heroin. Like, this is illegal, but what if it was just taxed really heavy? So now you're letting these people do this. Well, shit, what about suicide? Like, we like people allowing themselves to kill themselves, but that shit should be taxed. Like, if you're going to fucking take yourself out of the game.
Are you talking about like blowing your brains out in your apartment, or are you talking about like going to it like
yeah, like I'm saying, to do it legally so that
Okay.
you wouldn't have ramifications on
Yeah.
your family, like it would,
Yeah.
like it doesn't, like kind of like suicide doesn't have that now, but it has the potential to do that.
Yeah,
like there's
yeah.
laws on the books that say if you do this, we can come after you for this. Like, this is not okay. You know what I mean? You're taking some.
So you're saying for like physician assisted suicide?
Yeah, tax the fuck out of it, right? So that's why I started
Canada got in a
off.
ton of trouble with that.
I started off with the top, which is say you want to kill somebody, just pay the money, pay the tax, man. You know what I mean? So I don't necessarily know, like, if all taxes should just be the same. Like, and who's to say what's vice? You know what I mean? Like, is my Skittles, like, should Skittles be taxed?
Ooh, a sugar tax?
Well, what
Maybe.
about a plastic bottle water? Like, plastic bottle water is like one of the worst things for the environment. Everybody does it. If there was a fucking 30-cent tax on a bottle of water, maybe we wouldn't drink so much. You know what I mean? Like,
Maybe.
like you can tax people into behavior, but is that how we should be Is that how we should be levying taxes?
I wouldn't say that like taxing of marijuana or alcohol would be to like make a behavior happen. At least personally, like, that's not why I would do it. I would do it because these things can cause problems in society, and so
I bet there's a lube tax.
A what?
Sorry to be crude, but like a lube tax.
A lube tax?
Yeah, like the sex shops have a different tax because they're fucking they're in vice. I bet they do.
Oh.
I don't know that. That's just a guess. It's like that's just how the government does.
We
Like, that's, you know what I mean?
We need a Googler. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like,
I would just take my word as bond, dude. I'm the all knower.
Store
I've been knowing everything.
extra.
Taxes. You want to know about taxes? The porn. Like, if you're in the porn industry, you have to pay fucking crazy ass taxes. That's a heavily regulated business.
Did you see they banned Pornhub in Texas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they really?
Yeah. It's
Well,
you have to like verify your age.
Pornhub withdrew
Yeah.
because Texas said that they could be held liable for underage people performing, and Pornhub said, "Well, this is an open platform, and we're not gonna conform to this," and so they just pulled out of Texas.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, and so like what? Like if you're in Texas, you try to go to Pornhub, it just doesn't open.
True.
Wow.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Like you need a VPN now? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. So I guess that's the question. That's the overall question I'm kind of posing, is like all this shit is like the real libertarian would say this is a slippery slope. It's like, yeah, well, you tax, like, well, why would you tax more for a gun than you would alcohol? Like, what contributes to more death? You know what I mean? Like,
Probably alcohol.
alcohol contributes to way more death.
I
Why
think
is it
that
taxed
guns is
why is it
like
taxed at a
10,000
lower
deaths
rate
a
than
year.
marijuana? So it's all fucked up, right? Like, it's like then you allow politics and politicians to come in and try to control the fucking to control how it works. And then you're back into what Roman was saying, is that, well, shit, we could tax the fuck out of some weed, and maybe we could help some schools or some fucking education or get some addicts off of fucking their shit. Oh, sorry. Or get some addicts off their shit. But really, no, I was saying that Romans took the other side. Is that where the money goes? And or like why are they levying these taxes against us? And what do they do with, like, how much of my money is going to bombs? I don't know.
Okay. Isn't it the case that nah, never mind.
Nah, go ahead.
Nah, well, like, so my understanding, and this is like, I don't want to say it because I could absolutely be wrong, which is why I don't want to say it. But isn't it the case that, like, when we send like $1 billion to Ukraine, we're actually sending $1 billion worth of weapons that we don't use anymore?
I think sometimes. I think it's both.
Like, it's like we're
like
like we use drones, so we send them the airplanes that we don't use anymore. Or like
well, I'm sure some of it is that, but I bet also there's just cash.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, when they say that there's briefcases of cash that come up missing, I don't think they're lying.
I mean,
I just don't follow it like that.
I think it gives the United States, like, military and, like, just so much room, and also just a lot of, like, private companies like Lockheed Martin or, like, Raytheon to, like, you know, help, like, fund these countries like Israel. And I don't know, it's quite insane how they get to, like, lobby in our Congress and with our politicians and give them money to basically pass laws that we don't want to be passed, or not the majority really wants to have passed.
Well, like, I think if you look at most laws that are passed, the voting base supports them. Like, if you look at the support of Americans overall, like, they probably don't support them. But if you look at, like, the voting base, like, how many, isn't it like less than, during a presidential election, I think it's like 50 to 60% of Americans vote. 50 to 60% of Americans that can vote. And during a non-election year, it's like 20 or 30.
Well,
right? Like, I might be way off on that.
Well, that's the non-election year shit is what it's all about.
Well, that's where like you look at something, you're like, wow, well, this is wildly unpopular in the U.S. Why did that pass? Yeah, and it's because it's wildly popular under the voting base.
Well, it was just my personal belief, and I personally feel like that, honestly, we as, like, the people, like, don't really have a say in, like, our laws getting passed anymore. I feel that's just my opinion.
Let me counter this in a question though. Like, all right. So, overall, we are progressing in the right or the wrong direction?
Wrong.
Wrong. Right, for sure.
And let me ask you this. Okay, sorry, I want to pick, because I'm, like, as I get older, I'm becoming more of an American. It's fucking insane. Like legit insane. Like, it's like patriotic shit never really affected me, right? Like, so, all right. So something that catches me a little bit now that never caught me before is the flyover at a football game. So, you know, they fucking send these fucking F-16s over the fucking field before the game starts, and this is just like this crazy show of force to the rest of the world. It's like it shows your people of your country that you got these jets that can bomb them from the sky. Everybody who's watching on the Super Bowl on TV from around the world is watching our bombers fucking bzzz over this fucking stadium, right? And so up until this year, maybe last year, like 40s, like until I hit 40, I was always like, this is a disgusting fucking thing. You know what I mean?
That's what I think, too.
Well, now I'm 40, and I'm like, well, damn, we're all beneficiaries of the business of America. You know what I mean? It's like, what do we do here? It's like, it's like we've been doing this shit for the last 200 years, just interfering and meddling in the fucking affairs of other countries with our military and our CIA, people might.
Well, and like all of that, and this is a new thing. I heard someone talking about this, and like, conceptually, like, I haven't thought a ton about it, but it sounds like a thing that I would tend to agree with, which is that our military presence protects our dollar. Like, if we didn't have such a strong military presence around the world, the U.S. dollar would be more likely to go down.
Yes.
The number of people speaking English in other countries would probably go down. The likelihood that, like, you can go to any country in the world and you have a U.S. dollar and you can exchange it for whatever their currency is. Like, if you're in some tiny country in Asia and you move to the U.S., what's the likelihood that you can take the, like, $400 in your wallet and turn it into USD? Probably pretty low. I actually have no idea. But, like, the U.S., like, there's never going to be a question about it. Like, when you go out of town, you're just gonna bring cash with you.
Our money's good because we say it's good. The Federal Reserve is a lie, but what does it matter?
Well, yeah, because we have a strong military.
We say it's good.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. But it.
All right, let me ask you one more. Sorry, no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, all of like our, like, weapons that, like, the United States military produces, like it creates so much money, and the U.S. dollar is very backed on that. It's like a very big part.
It's not a gold-backed dollar, it's a gun-backed dollar.
Exactly, and think about how many weapons we sell to other countries and how much money we're making off of that. Like, it's quite insane, and that's why the U.S. dollar is top right now, and eventually it's gonna topple. But that's what's getting me scared.
So this is kind of my argument, is that so now that I'm 40, like I just believe in America, like I'm just like toppled by who? Like by what? Like
BRICS currency.
What? The Russians and the Chinese, like
they're trying to form their own currency.
So what I'm saying, but look at their countries versus our country. So like, not to be too American, but we're the most diverse country on earth. We're the most progressive country. Okay, so there's countries that say they're more progressive, but they're fucking liars, right? So like if you go to Spain has like, so I just saw this thing about Spain that they just said that they're flipping over to their recognition of Palestine.
Yeah.
This is a today thing. But Spain is like a homogenous society.
Yeah.
We are so fucking diverse as a culture, and we're really accepting of whatever's new. Like basically we stay in a way for a while, but then when we switch over, we flop fast. Like pop culture is so strong that like in my short life, interracial marriages have become completely cool. You know what I mean? Like this stuff was like at the beginning of my life, it was like, whoa, that's a black dude with the white lady. That's weird. You know what I mean? Now in 2023, almost every couple is interracial. Like people don't have to have a gender. Like Europe just isn't like socially. These other places haven't flipped over. Denmark or like Norway, they might claim they have this sort of diversity, but that's like an all white population. They don't have the like the breadth of ideas and thoughts and like world culture that we have here. Like I don't know. So I'm sorry for my pro-America.
No,
my pro-America rant
I agree.
on that.
A lot of European countries are very like backwards and racist. Like I visit Kosovo. Like my dad's family's from Kosovo. I visit there all the time, and they're very like. A lot of it over there is like very kind of backwards, and it's like the majority of the population is Islamic, and it's like so it's very like strict over there. Like they wouldn't like if they saw my tattoos or if they saw any piercings in my face.
But that's like the whole. That's my point. Is that's the whole world.
That's like the majority.
Like
of the
we're
world.
the only place in the world that's really multicultural. Like I guess the Brazilians are pretty multicultural. Like there's some Asian countries that are more multicultural than I know about. But overall, like we're the melting pot still. Like everybody still wants to send their people to America. Like we're not. It's not like yeah. It's all like I get where we should be better, right? Because we have the power. We control the money. We control the laws. What we say goes. If we were more progressive, if we were just a little bit better, the whole world could be a better place. If we weren't such fucking capitalist scum, you know what I mean? Like if we didn't have to make $1 off of every fucking transaction in the whole world, right? Then maybe like I guess I think that's my anti-America fucking part of it. It's like
that, yeah.
Like capitalism is kind of fucking in our shit a little bit too hard. So how about voting? So now that we talked about this, do you guys consider elections coming up, or what about the local elections that just passed? Kurt, you get in those?
No, I'm not registered in Travis County, unfortunately.
If you were, you would go?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, like I asked about it, but like so I guess that apparently in Texas, because whenever it wasn't during finals, it was right before finals. They had all the booths on campus like open to where you could like to where it was either early voting or I think it was early voting. And I was like, damn, like I'm not registered to vote here. Can I register? And they were like, you had to do that like 3 weeks ago. Like Texas, you can't just register. You have to be pre-registered.
Pre-registered.
And I have a big thing. Like I live in Travis County all the time, but technically my driver's license doesn't say that because like I change apartments every year or whatever. And so I don't change it because I feel like that's like lying on a government form is like my feeling about it, which is really dumb. Like no one else feels that way. And so I'm like really skeptical to like, yes, I live in Travis County, but I don't have a permanent residency here. And so no, I don't I didn't vote, but I would. Roman? And I think local elections are the most important elections.
You voter?
Yeah, I mean, not as of like local. I don't know much about local like politics, but like as of like we're like this presidency like presidential election coming up. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna vote for sure.
Really?
Yes.
So, I think like to go back to what you were saying, Kurt. I think that's one of the huge problems with what we have going. Is that the important election? Nobody's like, I'm not voting at it. Like the one that says who my tax assessor is or who the like you know what I mean, who's going to control my local, like who's going to make my park nicer.
Well, and it's
like
the
I'm
same
just
thing
skipping
with, like,
over all that.
Like all these protests happens against police on the federal level, but Joe Biden doesn't do anything about our police forces.
It's just the mayor.
That's the mayor. Yeah, it's your local, like maybe Abbott, maybe, but I bet it's not even Abbott. I bet it's more local than that.
Yeah. Yeah, your city council people.
And like so like going up to Biden and being like, you need to fix our police systems. It's like, I don't know what you want Biden to do.
It's weird too on
It's
like a city councilor because they have this like. The ones that get anything done have such an advantage, or the incumbent has such an advantage, because once you do anything, you're this known as this person who gets stuff done, and then why would you elect somebody new? And then the city just runs the way it runs forever, and nobody's ever really trying to shake shit up. It just stays that way. Council people kind of rotate. One of them becomes mayor, and then they go back to councilor, and then another one pops up and becomes mayor. They go back to councilor.
The one I don't know much about what a railroad commissioner does. But I have every year that I voted in, I guess it's been, 2 times now, I guess, so not that many. But whenever I've gone to vote for a local election, everyone's always warned me, like, you need to know who you're voting. Like, if you're voting for a railroad commissioner, you need to know, because they have, supposedly, at least in Texas, they have a absurd amount of power.
Yeah, they do the oil. They control the oil and gas.
Wow.
Yeah, like it's like, and they like. I read this article recently and said it's like they're in charge of capping all the oil wells, and they're woefully behind. But like, and then the railroad commission, like, who's in charge of it, is like they usually it's just a money position, so that the environment has come so far second, and they just got put in charge of oil. I was thinking that's how weed will get legalized in Texas. Like the railroad commission will fucking end up taking it. Like all the different governing bodies.
Yeah, they're
like,
like,
oh yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah.
We know about this. So
you're gonna vote?
Well, in the when Joe Biden's running. Yeah, I gotta get out there and vote for Joe. Well, yourself?
Yeah, absolutely.
Joe Biden, no doubt.
Unless, the unfortunate answer is whoever is the Democratic nominee, which will probably be Joe Biden. That's who, like, almost 100%. I agree with too many of their policy positions to vote otherwise.
Roman, you vote Joe Biden?
No.
Wait, you're not voting. No, you're not voting Trump, though, right?
No.
Wait, so then if it's Joe Biden versus Trump, would you vote?
I would vote independent.
So you're just gonna throw your vote away?
Dude, okay. If there is someone other than Joe Biden in the Democratic Party, and like I know I have to like research their policies and what they believe in and what their plans are for this country, then yeah, maybe I might vote for them. But like, I don't know. I feel like it's this whole like sort of culture war between like the Democrats and the Republicans, and I feel like it's like the extreme left and the extreme right is just getting too out of control, because you have Republicans saying like basically our economic problems are with these like kids identifying it like with different genders, but then you have Democrats which basically protect your right to identify as that gender, but then when it comes to having those laws passed, they don't really do enough to help. And then also on top of that, both sides are like bailing out corporate like companies that are like losing shit tons of money, big banks too. They're both funding like proxy war in Ukraine, a genocide in Gaza. I mean, it's just insane because they both try to act like they're different, but they're the same because they both have the same agenda. It's just they have the working class fighting against each other just because of political beliefs, because of red and blue. It's the stupidest shit.
So like, what if on like a lot of like more grand scale things they agreed on, like Israel, Palestine, on Ukraine, on like making sure the banks don't fail? Like, what if that's just because it's like for the preservation of the U.S. and then on the more macro things, more micro things that are like the transgender stuff or like guns or things like that.
I think Republicans in general are like using like kids identifying as like different genders, like transgender rights. They're using that as like fear mongering with the far conservative right, and then it's just creating a big separation because it's just creating so much bigotry, and it's just
I think that's why I can't vote. That's why I can't vote Republican.
Absolutely.
Like it's only based on sentiment, because other than that, I firmly believe that Joe Biden and Donald Trump are the same person. So I don't think that
I think they're the same person
our
too.
foreign policy changes at all. I don't think our domestic policy changes at all. I think the scheduling. So okay,
I think they both have dementia too.
Marijuana. The scheduling of marijuana, totally. I think the scheduling of.
I think Trump has dementia too.
They both have dementia.
I think
no
the
doubt.
scheduling of marijuana is something that moves forward during Trump. I think the Israel Gaza is happening during Trump. I think Ukraine Russia is exactly the same during Trump. Like I think just the rhetoric around it is different. But I don't like the mean rhetoric. Like I like the positivity rhetoric. And I know that Biden is like I'm saying, it's not enough, right? Like when you're the president, you have the control, and you're this old ass dude who's been in politics all this time. Like just give it up. It's your fucking, you know what I mean? Like you don't just be a little bit more real. Like stop being so fucking corporate. Like get the things done that you say you want to get done, rather than fucking lying in our face every day and doing the same exact shit as the other guy.
Same exact, except for Trump didn't pass an infrastructure bill. Biden passed a massive infrastructure bill.
Yeah, but I'm saying the infrastructure bill is the same bill. Like if it would
depending on how you look at it, like Trump did massive tax cuts and then didn't pass anything. Biden's passed things at least, right?
Trump gave all of us $1,200 3 times.
Yeah.
Like he just dumped money on the country. Like no Democrat has ever dumped money on the country.
Right.
And that was like,
but that was also during
but that's an accomplishment, and that's a Democrat accomplishment.
Yeah.
That's some socialist shit. Which, like, I'm not saying socialist like a bad thing. I'm saying it's in a good way. It's like there's somebody that said, hey, there's fucking people that need. There's people that need. I'm the Republican president. Go ahead and give these people the money.
That's like early 2005 Republican socialism definition, though, right? Like socialism's like the reorganization of the workplace, so that like I have a part in this company because I work here. Whereas that's just redistribute. Like that's just like what, like I don't know what the social. It's not socialism. It's redistribution. It's like just taxes. Like you're just taxing someone and redistributing it. Like that's
so Donald Trump just redistributed a whole bunch of money through taxes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not socialism though.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Oh.
All right. Go ahead, Roman.
No. I completely forgot what I was going to talk about.
Well, but like I would say that like if you look at the policies that passed under the two different people, like Trump and Biden, there's definitely a difference. Do I agree that both of them agree on a lot of things? Yeah,
95%.
Not 95%.
I'm saying,
way.
Like
I know they're both gonna support Israel.
That's like you can name like 4 issues that they both agree on everything about, right? And they probably don't agree on everything. Like I bet that like if you look at Trump's rhetoric, like Trump kind of likes Russia, right?
Well, that's what he says, but the policy doesn't change.
Policy, no, I agree. Policy.
So that's what I'm saying. Is like what? Like so that's what I'm saying. Is that what do you feel like hearing, and that's who you're voting for. The people on the ground are doing the same shit. Like Biden could just say, "I'm legalizing weed. We're gonna fucking go ahead and fucking just straight decriminalize this shit's bullshit." But he's not gonna. Just like Trump isn't gonna. It's like I was really surprised about the abortion thing, right? But that shit happened during our president.
Well, yeah, but that was Supreme Court. Like, there's nothing Biden can do. What do you mean? Do you think the articles are lying?
Well, I think that it happened. Like, it's like when all this happened, doesn't matter who's president.
It doesn't matter the
Supreme Court justices kind of accept. Like, why didn't what's her name retire? Like, I'm not trying to go conspiracy theory. Like, Ruth Bader Ginsburg could have got out during the previous one.
Yeah, and they wanted Hillary to put someone in, and then Hillary lost. Like, that's why, right? Like they totally thought, like, no one thought Trump was going to win. Everyone thought Hillary was going to win.
It's because the conspiracy Billy says the agenda's already set.
So the agenda was that she would die, not
they wanted the court
retiring.
to not be more liberal. They wanted a more conservative court coming up. Who's they? I'm not real sure. But like I don't think I think that she was one of the smarter, more heroic women in our country's history that just decided to fuck us and get rid of Roe v. Wade. Like why? Like why would you do that?
Well, because I bet she didn't think she was gonna die with a Trump presidency, right? Well, that's I don't know. It would be insane to me if you told me that her agenda.
I don't know if it was her agenda. I'm just saying, like, it's just weird.
It is weird, but I think that's just like I think that's where it's like a virtue signal, like that whole thing. Like it was like they just wanted Hillary to be the one to put someone in the Supreme Court.
To nominate a female Supreme Court justice?
Yeah. They didn't want Obama to do it.
That's the same fucking pie in the sky conspiracy I got, just a little different.
No, because this is like a small group of Democrats, or even a lot of Democrats, being like, "This is a good idea. Let's do this," versus like someone being like, "Obama,
like
we really need
beat Trump." I don't know.
I don't think anyone thought Trump was going to win until the end. Like
so,
even
then let me ask you another question about like the way like what I'm talking about is that we keep going in the same way. is it when Trump was president, that's when the country becomes the most fervent, right? Like we had the most farthest forward moving of liberal values while Trump was president. And now while Biden's president, we have this pushback of conservative values. Kind of, right? It's like we're not like we were like we got all this we passed all these thresholds as far as like wow, look at the progressive shit that's happening around here. And that was while Trump was president. We did this whole fucking protest about George Floyd. Before we wouldn't have we wouldn't have massive got up about that. We just did all these things, and then Biden comes in, and it kind of goes the other way. But it's still the same stuff. Like I'm saying, we keep passing these same check marks. Like they don't roll back. Like I guess like abortion, I guess, is kind of a trip, right? Like it's like as far as social issues that have been rolled back, I didn't think that any of them would get rolled back. Like I just didn't like when they said that Roe v. Wade could go away, I was like, that's crazy. So in that way, I guess I could see it too. And Trump was the one that put in the justices.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like I guess that if you go with your theory, which is that Obama and Ruth Bader Ginsburg planned to let Trump put someone in, then yeah, it was like that was going to happen. But if that wasn't the case, then if Obama or Hillary had put someone in the Supreme Court, then they would still be here. Like they wouldn't have like if Obama put a new justice in and it was a liberal person. So
you know how some states are voting to like secure the right of abortion? Do you think that that's like I'm not going to say part of the plan, but do you think that's part of kind of the same? It's like if I'm saying it's the same, right? Is that we had all these states that had abortion and there were certain states that were always fucking with it. Mississippi, Texas, Alabama, Florida. Right? And they were always chipping away at Roe v. Wade on this other side of it. And then the government came in and they said, well, we'll go ahead and chip away at it this way. And then all these states maybe acted a little bit too far, but most of those states are back in the same position as they were. Like Kansas fucking overturned. Like Kansas voted and like ratified it in the state. So Roe v. Wade went away. Kansas made abortion illegal. And then the voters of the state of Kansas remade abortion legal.
Interesting.
Right, so it's like, is abortion just as legal as it was before? That was another argument I've had progressively too. Is like now there's so many ways to kill. Like there's so scratch that. There's so many ways to terminate a pregnancy.
Yeah.
So before there was just one way. You had to go to Planned Parenthood. You had to do this whole kind of like this kind of thing, right? And now it's there's pills, there's shots, there's injections, there's all this shit that you can do. So it's like, is it the same necessity, and are there in fact more ways to get an abortion than there were before? So like while the rolling back of Roe v. Wade is very visible and it looks like a rollback in the ability of a woman to terminate a pregnancy, it could actually be that a pregnancy has never been as easy to terminate as it is right now. Same as like a gun or buying a weapon.
Well, so like I think that is like a pregnancy might not be. No, I think it's harder. But like I like the first like Plan B, like that makes it super easy. But like that's if you catch it.
Super easy.
Well, that's if you catch it in the first.
But then there's even like a 9-week pill. They got all these different ones.
But I thought the 9-week pill you had to get prescribed.
But I think you can still get prescribed in Texas. You just can't go. You just can't get the.
So I guess that whenever Roe v. Wade got rolled back, I heard arguments that they could include Plan B in banning abortion.
Yeah, I heard.
Like Plan B, like
but I'm saying
you are
that's just
terminating
political suicide. If you say you're going to ban Plan B, you lose. Like Ted Cruz won't win even in Republican Texas, he won't win.
Yeah, I agree. But like if that can be considered an abortion, I bet I'd be willing to bet that the 9-week stuff. Like I just don't know.
I think in some states, probably is, right? But then those states, because they go so far, abortion becomes they ratify it within the state's laws because they have every woman and all the conscientious men in their state saying fuck this.
So like that's where I would say that like I would go back to what we were saying earlier, which is that everything's gonna happen under like every party's gonna do the same thing. I think they're gonna do with their voter base ones. Like Kansas went too far. Their voter base got pissed. They probably threatened to elect new people into office, and they rolled it back. Like that would be like without any information on like I have no idea what happened in Kansas.
Yeah.
That's probably what happened.
Well, yeah, because they like that's the way the politics work. But overall, like we like that's I guess my point about Trump Biden is like they're like the same wolf and just in different sheep's clothes.
Yeah. I
don't know. So who you gonna? So you have a candidate? You're going Green Party. You're not voting for what's his name? Are you? Kennedy.
No. All right,
just making sure.
I like how he like says like the CIA killed his uncle, and then he married an ex-CIA agent. It's real, and you can look it up. You can Google her. You can look it up. She worked for the CIA.
Do you think the CIA killed JFK?
Probably, maybe.
I have no idea.
I mean, he wanted to like defund the CIA. He basically wanted to get rid of the CIA. And I mean, if you got someone that's threatening to take away your job, and you already got so much power over all these countries, you can literally start wars. How easy would it be to kill a president?
Yeah, it's weird all like the CIA conspiracies that are like actually true. Like, you know what I mean? Like all the fuck shit they've actually done that's in movies, and like we've kind of like now it's just like I guess lore. Like it went from just like oh yeah maybe, and then all of a sudden it's just like kind of like you're just like wow, we just fucking do crazy ass shit. They make movies about it and all that stuff.
I think that on like the topic of like them assassinating JFK, I think it's crazy there aren't more assassinations. Like, not that they should be happening, but like I would think like it just doesn't sound that hard.
Well, there was
like the fact that like I do not think anyone should assassinate anyone, to be clear. But the fact that no one assassinated Trump, like that just didn't happen, and it still hasn't happened.
It's hard to assassinate our guy.
Well, yeah, but like it's just like or even just famous people, like a movie actor, like they say some crazy thing and some crazy guy goes and kills them.
Yeah.
Like it just I don't know, it's just wild that doesn't happen.
I agree.
Wasn't there like 2 different like assassination attempts on Ronald Reagan? I think, or was it just one?
I know he got shot once, but he might have got
really?
it used to be way more commonplace. And then now we take all these crazy precautions. Like there's always plexiglass around these guys.
Yeah.
Because they don't like that bullet being shot anymore from like far away. That was something they really tried to rebel against.
They take a lot of precautions.
Yeah, I think it's just hard to get up on them. And then other people, it's just not like I don't know. It's just not a thing. Yeah. And here, like I don't know. Like you saw the Iranian president fucking died in a helicopter crash.
Mm-mm.
Honestly. That is so suspicious.
You saw the videos
so
of this place. It was foggy though, like when Kobe fucking died in the helicopter. Like you saw the pictures of Kobe's helicopter crash.
Yeah.
Just like it was fucking like they just shouldn't find the helicopter, and that's how it looked. It looked super foggy. But like on the other hand, like the Iranian fucking prime minister just fucking going on a fucking helicopter trip. Helicopter goes down in the mountains. They can't find it for like 8 hours.
Helicopters are the wild. Like anyone who gets on a helicopter is asking to die. Like you're getting on a thing that's designed to go up and then over with no like a plane, like you're going forward, it's gonna keep going forward. A helicopter just drops.
It also sounds like an Israeli attack mission. You know what I mean? It's hard to say. It's like, don't be flying that shit in the fog, dude. You don't know what's gonna come out of it. It's like it's like rowing a boat in a big lake. You know what I mean? Like fucking something's gonna come and get you.
Yeah.
So let's I guess what do we want to do? Let's look at this glass, and then as we check this glass out, I want to know some more, like, what are the conspiracy theories you guys got? This lace face piece right here, lace face sculpture.
She's a local artist. I don't know how long she's been doing glass for, but she makes some crazy pieces. So like there's on the piece, and you can't see this because Austin's using a fucking digit camcorder, but nice we'll get some. What?
You can see it.
Yeah, you can. Sweet. Damn, that makes my shitting on like. Okay, but she does. This is like what she's known for. Is all of these. Like laces, like it's like hair almost coming off the piece. So like there's a really cool sculpted face on the front. There's some millies on it all around, and then like these are like on all of her pieces. She has these like super cool flowing like hair things. You want to hold it? That's the biggest thing I know she's known for. Like I see it on all of her work. Is like the face, and then like that like I guess the laces. You know more about her than I do. I bet. Maybe.
I don't know.
That's really, really cool though. Like the piece is really cool, and then like last week, I think it was last week, I met her at our 6th Street location, and like she's just the coolest person. Like I had like way too long of a conversation with her explaining how I did how I did a wrap and rake, not knowing who she was, and then realized that I was explaining to like a famous glassblower how to do a wrap and rake, and she was like so cool about it. She's just awesome. Like such a chill person. Who's this? This is Juju. And is Juju a local?
Nah, out of Fort Worth.
This
Arlington,
is really
I think.
Cool. So it's a dot stack, and then they not faceted it, but etched it. I really think we should get B-roll for this, personally, as a hater.
We are.
Okay, cool.
What conspiracy theories do you believe in, Billy? What are like some
I'm not like a
outlandish
conspiracy
ones?
guy.
I like conspiracies.
There's so many people watching.
I'm kind of just mixed into both. Like I like I'm also a realist. I know that like elections are one, right? Like I know that our tax money, like if there's a comptroller and we have new roads and we have traffic lights, right? Like we have all this shit and there's obviously money getting spent on stuff. So it's like, is our taxes just a sham? Nah, I don't think so.
I think so. I mean, okay.
But I'm playing anyways. I'm playing on both sides of this argument because I also think that money is a sham, and the Federal Reserve we're trillions of dollars in debt, and I don't think it matters at all. So I think that's a conspiracy that I'm into. I'm also like, I'm into the conspiracy of nepotism. Essentially, is that most famous people know another famous person from growing up. Like I don't know if you're familiar, like Jon Stewart. There's like Jon Stewart, Anthony Weiner, and Brian Williams. Anthony Weiner turned into a congressman. Brian Williams turned into the newsman, and what was the other one I said?
I don't remember.
Anyways, there's three dudes, and and Jon Stewart is the comedian. It's like late night comedian, and together these guys kind of ran this little trifecta of politics, news, and comedy, with kind of running the same agenda. You know what I mean? But where did they come from? Like, they came from the same block and they lived together. Like, they didn't live together, but they came from the same place.
Did they come
so
from
their parents knew each other?
Did they come from a famous family?
I don't know how rich or famous their people were, but they definitely all knew each other. You know what I mean? And so I think that that's part of the conspiracy of the world, is how nepotism and how the people that already know each other get really netted together, and in a way, either on purpose or just by the way the world works, keep other people where they are. So like you come up, and then other people kind of have to suffer, like not have to suffer because of it, but essentially there's these networks of people that are a little bit stronger or a little bit more knowledgeable about stuff than the rest of us. You guys?
I'm not a conspiracy guy.
I don't know.
I bet there's something I believe in, though.
There's some like really like stupid, outlandish ones. I don't know about like how like Jewish billionaires like own control the world. Like I think
the Jewish
that's
question.
Stupid. I think that's so stupid, and I think that's like a great way for like anti-Semitic people to like kind of like wheeze their way into like people who are not really.
I guess like
smart.
that's kind of what I was talking about, right? It's like, so like I'm a Jewish guy, so I'm not trying to buy into this Jewish cabal idea, except that we all kick it with who we know about, and once you raise your stature in life to a certain level, you then link up with other people that you know, and the reason you know them is because you either know them personally or through something that you're connected with, right? So being Jewish is a connector, or growing up on the same block is a connector. You know, we were just talking about
Drake and I was gonna say it's like Drake and Millie Bobby Brown. Everyone's like, how do these people know each other? Well, they're both famous. Like that's how they know each other. They were at some event together.
And I don't know who Drake's people are, but I bet his people above him are famous. Like one of his parents is fucking famous.
For sure.
Or was around people that were famous. And I think most famous people are famous like that.
Yeah.
Like the Barrymores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then most Hollywood people like you see are like this. Okay, so I just watched Hacks. Hacks is this new HBO show. Or it's not a new HBO show, but they just put out a new season. But like the redheaded girl is just like this fucking complete Hollywood Nepo baby. So with that conspiracy, are you guys familiar with Scientology?
A little. Oh my god, yes, a little bit. There's some crazy shit about Scientology.
You think it's weird how many Scientologists end up kind of in Hollywood?
Yeah, I think it's weird how they ended up in Austin, like on UT campus.
Well, so like I think that actually isn't that crazy. Like if you look at the organization, it's basically, my understanding of it is basically they own a lot of real estate. They have a lot of money. They're trying to get more money, and the people who join their cult, their religion cult, like they take this personality test. They get told these things are wrong with you, and we'll tell you how to fix it if you give us $1,000. And then they're like, wow, you've really improved. For $2,000 more, we'll solve more of your problems. And they just keep doing it. Where's the best place to do it? UT campus. Like, that's where you have all these rich kids who have all sorts of problems and have way too much ability to use their parents' credit card.
So they sign up into Scientology. So essentially, it's more. I think when I looked into it really hard, it was like the people that buy on this are people that are having a hard time. So essentially, like you come to college and you see all these people mixing in well around you, and you're not mixing in well. And there's these really friendly people outside the Scientology building that are like, hey, if you're having a hard time, you can come and talk to us. We can give you this quiz. We can get you in. And so what basically the first tenet of Scientology is they bring you up from the bottom. Right, so you walk in there and you don't know how to do anything. All right, so like you put your hand out, like they go to shake your hand, you put your hand out, and your like fingers are apart, and you're really weak. And the way they start is they give you like these little assignments. They say, today when you leave out of here, I want you to put your shoulders back, I want your head up, and I want you to shake somebody's hand like you mean it. You know what I mean? And they teach you how to shake hands, and this is so powerful. Like the ability to know how to communicate and how to walk through the world and gain respect just by being. You know what I mean? Like some people are inherent, like most people, this is kind of inherent to. A certain percentage of the population really struggles with this. Their shoulders are slumped. They're all sad. So it's like they teach you all this fucking body language shit. The lick on Scientology is that as soon as you start to feel confident, they flip it on you. And they tell you that the reason you're feeling confident is because of the teachings of L. Ron Hubbard. We're just teaching you what L. Ron taught us. So basically, this first part of the knowledge gets really fucking in depth about how to be, like legit how to be, like self-help 101. And if you read a lot of self-help books, like if you ever go down the road of self-help, and then you read about Scientology, it's the same shit. I have a friend, a really good friend of mine growing up. Like this girl was fucking crazy, partier, like wild as fuck. She went through the 12 steps. And the 12 steps is essentially the same shit.
Yeah.
12 steps teaches you how to be. So when you graduate 12 steps, you become over the idea that you want to hang out with, that you're going to hang out with losers. Because, right, you're at AA, you already went through the 12 steps. Everybody that you meet is new to AA. You can never really go further. So anyways, I went to this thing called Landmark Forum. Landmark Forum was one of these fucking hippie things, just like Scientology, kind of born out of this fucking San Francisco in the 60s and 70s. Like it's like the hippies turned into these hippie hustlers. Like after kind of like Manson and all this shit that's happening in San Francisco, the next generation learned how to capitalize off this shit, like all this hippie woo-woo shit. They had a formula for it. So the Landmark Forum was a business, like was Scientology without the business. My fucking homie got hooked. That's how I ended up going. Because one of the assignments they give you when you get to a certain level, like, all right, so you're a level 1, you're trying to get to a level 2. Well, if you want to be a level 2, you need to get 3 people in here. Like if you really want, if you think that you're a level 2, you make sure you bring 3 people that you're close to. And so I was one of the 3 people because I lived in Austin. I'm pretty sure because I lived in Austin, she's fucking scrambling for the 3 people. So I ended up with this Landmark Forum thing. Let me tell you, you're in this room full of people. It's kind of like a church. And this was just a sample. Like, fuck, the business behind this shit. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna ask. So this is AA, right?
Well,
Like,
it's what comes after AA and Scientology. Like this
well,
is like
because I can
this
just
is where
imagine
these
like
two
someone
things-
brings you
Well,
and you're like you show up drunk
It has
or high.
Oh no.
It has
Or,
the
like,
same
no?
properties and values of like building your confidence, like with your sobriety, because like, and after the 12 steps, it's not really like, oh, I'm just gonna stop going to AA. It's more as
People
if like you
just keep
become a
going.
sponsor. Yeah, you keep
Right,
going
because there isn't this other thing, and this is
'Cause
where
you wanna
Landmark
help other
Forum comes in.
addicts,
yeah.
But Landmark Forum takes your money. You have to pay to play.
Mhm.
So you go there. Like first, I'm invited, but then you want to do a seminar, and so that's how they offer it. Like so, like all right, this would be like the UT business class. Like if I got all into it, I'd be like, oh, dude, Landmark Forum, and some businesses actually use this. You know the dude that wrote Fight Club.
Yeah.
This is this famous fucking dude wrote Fight Club. He was a fucking graduate of this Landmark Forum. Like that's who they used as the reason. That was one of their famous people they used to convince me that I should become that I should sign up to the forum.
Interesting. Huh.
But essentially, so at some point I was brought up on stage. Like they said, does anybody want to speak? And I'll fucking raise my hand. So you get up there and the lady asks you some questions, and then she challenges you. You know what I mean? She says, so how did that make you feel? You know what I mean? And you answer this question in front of everybody. You're kind of rattled a little bit. You know what I mean? And then everybody kind of gives you this applause. She says, all right, now let's clap for Billy. And everybody claps for me, and you get all encouraged. It's like you want to do it again. You know what I mean? And they all just talk about how great it was. It was a fucking quite experience because I read into how much of a cult it was before I went. You know what I mean? It was like all the Scientology, like all the people that fell victim to it, all the people whose families had to try to drag their people out of the Landmark Forum, how much money you have to spend more money. So like, okay, so my friend, she wanted to go from the Austin to national, right? So now you're going to be a forum leader. You've made it all the way to this point. You're still paying. So
Shit.
instead of getting paid to be a forum leader, you pay to be a forum leader. You pay for your flights. You pitch into the system. And this all goes to this fucking top corporate level, right? Fucking so Scientology's the same shit. That's how Tom Cruise runs this shit. He's got all the fucking money.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway,
That's
sorry
wild.
to go off so hard about my Scientology knowledge. Landmark Forum. Shout out. Anyway, you guys got anything else?
No, it's really hot in here.
Yeah, it is.
Roma, you're hot too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
dude, I didn't
hot.
even fucking
I'm
notice.
sweating
No
my
way you
I
ass
didn't
off.
even realize. Anyway,
You guys are hot. It's hot in here.
Look,
This guy's a fucking liar.
I'd like to personally thank Austin Wholesale Supply. AWS always keeps us with the best shit. We're always staying fresh, new, hip. Our smoke shops are the best smoke shops, mainly because of Raj and Austin up at AWS. I'd also like to tell y'all, like, subscribe, follow, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. You just holler at us, man. We're out there. We're out there trying to get it. All right. Y'all have a great one. Appreciate you.
Have a good one.
Thank you.